A few days ago, I stumbled on a video over there on We Never Knew TV. It's a real popular black YouTube channel, right? And they had Judge Joe Brown on it, and they asked him a question about the homosexuality in prison. Now, it seemed like a general conversation, but they was really talking about black men specifically. Now, remember in the previous video, I said that what we do is everything trickles down, right, to black people. And once it gets to black people start pushing it around, right? Black women push everything on black men. And then black men, they divide into groups and they push everything down to a specific type of black man, right? In other words, all the blame, all the ills of society, all the things, everything that's wrong is blamed on black people in general. Then somehow the black women at a certain point, they're able to weasel from under it and it slides over to black men. And then somehow the black men are able to split off at a certain point and it slides on down to a certain type or a certain class or a certain demographic of black males. And this is what they did on We Never Knew TV. This is the second time that channel has done some real slick stuff in the name of being pro-black. They had that professor on, Professor Small, something Small. He was trying to speak against polygyny, really. He's trying to speak against the practice of a man having more than one woman. But here's the thing, why do you even care? Why do you care about how many women a man has? So rewind this here. Joe Brown is on it now, and he's talking about the prison population thing, dealing with like homosexuality, right? And I think he was talking about HIV in particular, right? And he goes all the way back to 1992, right? That's what Joe Brown does. He goes all the way back to 1992 and some statistical data that he had that he can recall off the top of his dome from 1992. I mean, he recalled it, point by point. It's amazing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't remember shit that clearly from 1992, you know what I'm saying? I ain't as old as he is, you know, I mean, he remembers stuff point by point, everything, every data point, every number, point by point from 1992. Okay, the reason why 92 is so important in this thing, the reason why he didn't go from 2023 or 2022 or 2020, 2018, you know what I'm saying? Because he couldn't. Because you gotta understand, this whole HIV thing, first it started off as something that was attacking homosexuals in general, then it somehow became a black disease, a black virus. Am I lying? You see, once again, it funneled down. And now they're trying to, it funneled down to black men, right, black people. Then they want to shift it over to all the down low black men, you know what I'm saying, a number that can't be quantified, the number of black men that are secretly gay, and they're out there, don't get me wrong, they're out there. I don't know if they secretly gay, but you do have a lot of fuddy-duddies out there. But you got fuddy-duddies everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Every race, you know, every group. What you end up having is that now we wants to put the whole HIV thing down on a certain class of black men. And the reason why he went back to 1992 is because this was coming out of the 80s, in which the whole HIV thing was a big thing back then. That's why he had to go back there. And what he was saying, what Joe Brown was saying, is that they started testing people in Memphis. Now, he specifically used Memphis. Again, we're not talking about, you know, first of all, state prisons are state prisons. I don't really know how you test dudes just in Memphis. Because if they go to a state facility, they're in that facility with people from all around Tennessee. But somehow he said it was testing the dudes in Memphis, going in and coming out. I don't know how they conducted this. And he said it was like maybe 2-3% HIV positive going in and something like 60% HIV positive coming out. Of course, the presumption is that they were all engaged in homosexual activity while they were on the inside, and thus they contracted HIV from homosexual activities at this high rate, right? But the crazy thing is, how many ex-cons do y'all know are HIV positive? Because I know buku ex-cons and I don't know any of them that are HIV positive. Goddamn, everybody I ran with ex-cons, you know. Almost all my friends are ex-cons. I don't know anybody that's HIV positive. And when you read the comment section over there, it was, I'm so glad I didn't go to pool. I'm glad I was a square. I'm glad I did this. No, man, stop it. Stop it. Street life ain't for everybody. Look, I don't want to come across like I'm insulting anybody because they didn't hit the streets. But y'all need to stop insulting us. Y'all need to stop making it sound like something is wrong with us, because you dudes are always talking revolution. Who in the hell gonna fight this revolution? Y'all? Y'all? Who you think is gonna fight if a revolution has to break out? I know not you soft dudes. Y'all gonna need the very kinds of men that y'all dump on. But the reason why y'all don't mind dumping on these men, because y'all have no intentions of rebelling against this system. None. None. You should have seen the comments in there talk about, that's why I'm glad I got a job and everything. Job is not an answer. That is slavery. So you think that you're a better man because you chose voluntary slavery over taking a chance? You are seeing the literal difference between the field Negro and the house Negro played out in front of you, and you don't even recognize it. I went to the streets because I'm a field nigga. I didn't go to the streets because I was slow. I was a straight A student. I have a military engineering degree. If you don't call it a degree, right? They don't give you degrees in the military. But you know, military school is real school. When you come out of military school, you can walk on any job and they're gonna respect your education on a PhD level, because your training is for survival. Your training is not just so you can get a piece of paper that looks good. Your training in there is for survival. You need to know what you are doing. So the military school is superior to civilian schools, any of them. And I graduated 4th in the military engineering program. I didn't come out of there and hit the streets because I'm slow-witted, because I'm dumb. I hit the streets because I did not want to spend my entire life working. I took a chance. And again, I don't want to sit here and insult nobody because they didn't have it in them to go out there and take that chance because they felt like that's not their route, right? Because they might have said, I don't like that option. I'm going to stick to this option. Man, I respect that, bro. I respect all the school dudes. That's why a lot of my friends, you know, believe it or not, as gangsters my ass is, I had a lot of nerdy friends. In fact, I used to look out for them. So when y'all do this, y'all are trying to insult the very kinds of men that you're going to need if you really want a revolution. What kind of men? See, this is why the Black Panther Party and everything fell apart. Because you know the kind of men that was really in the Black Panther Party, the kind of women, that was all college people mainly, bro. The Nation of Islam had the gangsters. And that's why the white folks didn't mess with them. Think about it. You don't have reports of the Nation of Islam out there getting dog sick on them and all this stuff. You all remember that scene in the Malcolm movie where Malcolm X and his crew was lined up and the white folks had them dogs and the dogs wouldn't even go near them? That happened for real. Because them dogs could sense these dudes are gonna kill you, dog. Them dogs like, nah, I ain't messing with these dudes, you know what I'm saying? These dudes gonna kill us, you know what I'm saying? Because the Nation was just trained different. Those were drug dealers in the Nation. Those were murderers in the Nation, you know what I'm saying? Pimps in the Nation, even whores in the Nation. You know, these were street people that Elijah Muhammad took into the Nation. So they was cut from a whole different cloth. Sure, you tell them fight, they gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? But in the whole Black liberation movement, right? That was mainly college educated people, man. That was mainly college educated Negroes, bro. And that's why that thing fell apart, man, because every time the shooting actually started, they ran. I mean, you had a few gangsters in there now. Don't get me wrong, I ain't saying every last one of them, but the majority of them, this was their problem. And that's why it collapsed and folded in on itself, because they're not really about that. If they'd have stood their ground and showed them white folks, we ain't playing that. Look, they would have never gotten attacked again. You need a different type if you're gonna fight a revolution. Now, luckily, a violent revolution is not even needed. But you still need the kinds of people that will defend the movement and protect those within the movement, which means you still need a sort of soldier class. You still need that. Who you think gonna be the soldier class, bro? See, y'all want to sit here and try to knock these dudes so badly, but these are the men you gonna need. Two things y'all don't understand about war, right? And whether it's physical or non-physical, two things you gotta understand about war, because it takes the same energy. To stage a real non-violent revolution, you still need people that are willing to fight if necessary. And the opposition has to know that. So you still need people willing to fight, and you need young people. The older people have to be the generals and the commanders. You need youth. You need the energy of the youth. You need the strength of the youth. I can get out there and fight at my age, man, but let's be honest, bro. I'm not in the worst of shape for a man my age, right? You know, what they say, something like less than 2% of the male population can bench press 225. I can bench press 225 right now 10 times. Right now. I'm not in the worst of shape as an old man. But the truth of the matter is, I don't have the endurance. If I was to get in a real scrap, I got to take my opponent out within the first minute or minute and a half. Otherwise, I'm done. I'm going to be too tired to beat him. I'm going to be too tired to continue. And believe it or not, you know, you think about shootouts, you think, well, shootout is with a gun, but you burn a whole lot of energy, man, when you at war. I know that from experience too. You burn a whole lot of energy when you're at war. You be breathing hard as hell, and especially until you get used to it. Which is, I don't know if that's good or bad, you know what I'm saying? But when you get used to it, you do be a little more relaxed and a little more calm. But your first time out there, you're gonna burn a lot of energy, bruh. And if you are too old and not in the best of shape, you're not gonna last on the battlefield, right? And likewise, it takes energy to stage a non-violent revolution. So anyway, man, y'all understand what I'm saying, bro. You know, I don't want to belabor the point and make the video too long, but you get what I'm saying. You know, Judge Joe Brown is a problem, bro. You know, y'all like this dude, man, because he sit back and he try to talk all cool and he talk about the Boule Negro, but he's a Boule. He pledged the fraternity also in college, bro. He's a Boule. He is of the same class of people that he talk about, man. He is one of them. He's not going to be wrong about everything he say, bro. But for the most part, he is not our friend. That thing he did with this question, how he went to Memphis, a black city, how he claimed they was able to test the dudes going in and test them coming out, which I can tell you I have no idea how they did that. I don't even believe it, to be honest with you, bro. To be totally honest, I don't think he lied. I think the information that he got is a lie. You know, honestly, I don't think he made it up. I think the information he got is made up because it fits too neatly into a paradigm. And again, why Memphis, Judge Joe Brown? Do y'all know that prisons all over the country are majority white? We're not the majority in prison. White folks and white men are. So, but why go to Memphis, a black city, you know, a place that's going to give you the image of black men and target them with this nonsense? Come on, man. You got more down low gay dudes that have never stepped foot in prison than you ever will dudes that been in prison, bro. I've been in prison, man. And them homosexuals in the Fed, they get hormone shots and stuff. These dudes look like real women. Real story, man. When I first hit the compound, I was walking around the trail talking to some brothers, and the girls, whatever you want to call these things, they was out there suntanning, laying in the grass. And all you see is long hair with ass cheeks and shit. I'm like, you know, it's like, is that women? And some of them on their back, you see titties and stuff. Like, is this girls? What the hell is that? It was boys. They look like girls. I mean, they come down the hallway, bro, with their shirts tied in knots, switching with big old booties, big old titties, and you gotta tell yourself with every fiber in your body, that is a man. Do not look at it, because all you see is female. Physically, all you see is female. And I'm telling you, 99.9% of the men will not touch them things. Not touch them. Don't even look at them. Don't tell me about that life, that world. I've been in that world. Most of the dudes that were homosexual now were the kind of dudes that was on white collar crimes and stuff. They wasn't thugs. They wasn't your street dudes. So you're gonna find more homosexuals in your mainstream, more down low black men that are homosexual in mainstream society than you ever would find in the so-called thug world. You can say what you want about them wild mofo dudes, man. If you redirect them dudes, you got your army there, bro. And these devils know it. They've always feared those kinds of black men. This is why they pit y'all against them so much. They don't pit them against y'all because they don't care about the square. See, the thing is, the so-called Pookie, Ray street dudes, they don't care about the squares. Y'all dudes are non-existent to them. They don't hate y'all. They don't like y'all. They are indifferent to y'all. Y'all hate them. Y'all measure yourselves by them. They don't measure themselves by y'all. And that's the difference, bro. Those dudes are still your brothers. So, I mean, I don't want to go there with y'all, bro. You know, I don't want to come across like I'm dissing dudes who didn't want to go a certain route. I ain't mad at you, but y'all just need to stop trying to put everything negative on the men that y'all gonna need to actually stand up and secure something if we ever get our minds right. But we're not gonna ever get our minds right, man, because we don't really want to. You know, we don't really want to. I'm gonna do a video talking about that, you know, probably next, about how revolution is a young man's game and why we will never ever have a revolution, you know what I'm saying, among black people, right? It's never gonna happen, you know, because they have figured us out. They figured us out. They have figured us out masterfully. I'm gonna do that next. In fact, I'm gonna stop this now and I'm gonna get over to that, man. I'm gonna start filming that. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, I'm out of here, Brother Kush, aka the Black Alpha. Salam.